Wherever we look, we are urged to show our true colors, to be real and authentic. Coming out earns you popularity, while being fake gets punished. Becoming your so-called true self is en vogue, and everybody who does it is applauded for finally becoming real. While this movement can take on unorthodox and sometimes extreme formats, becoming yourself has always been a part of pop culture. But what exactly do we mean when we talk about the true, authentic, or real self? According to psychoanalyst and pediatrician Donald Winnicott, the true self develops in early childhood. As babies, we had no reference as to who we are, so we looked into our environment, most importantly to our parents. We defined our world by interpreting their reactions. When a baby makes funny gurgling noises and gets an affectionate smile for an answer, it feels that it is fundamentally okay. The reaction encourages the baby to show more of itself, which gives it a feeling of continuity and of being in sync with its feelings. But if its engagement is left unanswered, it starts to question itself.
The same goes for any intuitive expression towards other people. Their reaction, in a way, explains the child's inner world to them.
Rather than confirm such authentic expressions, parents oftentimes suppress behavior they don't like. For example, when parents let their baby cry in an effort to teach it self-regulation. Such potentially traumatizing experiences can lead the baby to question its intuition and true nature. While these examples may be high contrast, such episodes can accumulate and ultimately force the child to create a coping strategy. In the future, although it may want to cry, it might make an effort to stay still in order to please its parents and gain their goodwill. It learns that fake is better than true. Over time, we start to shield certain parts of ourselves from others to function in the society. We close up to some degree because we learn that the mask makes life easier. Coming back to Winnicott, he explains that some of those parts are known to us and therefore easier to deal with. For example, we might hide our sexual orientation from our parents to not upset them. Or we might pretend we like our body as it is, although in reality we don't. However, many parts are hidden in the unconscious part of our mind. We are not aware of the issues, and on the surface we might feel misplaced, disoriented, or just empty inside. Like the ignored baby, we might end up in an identity crisis, not knowing what is happening to us, and desperately trying to find our place in society. Now the fake self takes over. The psychoanalyst Heinz Kohut argues, for instance, that narcissistic behavior is the result of identification with this fake, constructed self in an effort to escape from a deeply injured real self. So, although it tortures us, this fake self is in the driving seat most of the time. The question is, how can we overcome all the fakeness and finally become real? Just like the fake self, the true self is always there with us, waiting to be discovered. But it cannot be forced into the light by will.
The fake self does not want to expose it to the harsh realities of the outer world.
Essentially, it can be understood as a coping mechanism which all of us use to some degree. While it may suppress the potential of the true self, it also hides shameful and difficult experiences. With it, we can prevent the true self from being compromised. However, there is a way to demask the fake self, so we can get a better understanding of what lies beneath it. Every time the true you feels attacked, the fake you responds with a defense strategy. You might get emotional and counterattack, or you might flee the scene and hide in your room. Whatever the reaction may be, such stressful situations expose the fake self and can help to explore why we installed this particular strategy It might be that you suffered from overly strict and suppressive parents. Now, as an adult, your fake self might search for extreme ways to rebel against any conservative structure.
Or it is the other way around, and you constantly bow to others and ignore your own needs.
Understanding the pain of the true self can help you moderate the fake self's response. We feel internally conflicted until we start to become aware of both. Once we know why we put on the fake mask in the first place, it can become easier to put it down every once in a while. Awareness is the key. With it, we can appreciate both the true and the fake self. They each have important functions in our lives, and the more we mature, the clearer we can see both selves.
This awareness can happen through observing how we react to the outer world, which serves as a projection object. In psychology, projection is when we displace our own emotions onto an external object. For example, imagine a colleague you don't like because he makes fun of you all the time. His ability to be funny is something that you might miss within yourself. The same goes with that self-confident friend of yours, whom you like because you subconsciously also want to be more self-confident. An accelerator for this awareness can be your therapist, who actively reflects with and for you. Another way can be hypnosis, where our mind defenses are down and the therapist can freely explore our hidden fears and desires. Often we mirror our internal conflict between the fake and the real self onto our external experience. You might be a health worker because you ignore healing your true self. Or you might like to go out often because you avoid your own internal dialogue. If you think about your interests, your career, or your hobbies from that angle, you might get a better picture of your hidden true self.
With the words of Socrates, our chief task in life is getting to know ourselves so we can finally become who we really are. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a quick like and please subscribe if you want me to make more videos like this.